Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Madhyamam Asmadacharya Parayantam Vande Guru Paramparam. इस समय हमारे साथ उपस्थित सभी भक्तों, सन्यासियों और शिष्यों का प्रेम एवं आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis. Sri Mahants, Mahants, Kotaris, Tanedars sitting with us all over the world at this time through Nithyananda TV, Lotus News Channel, Sadhana TV, and through two-way video conferencing, having Nayanadiksha in many cities, many countries around the world. Cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, having Nayanadiksha, New York, Varanasi, Scottsdale, Arizona, Johns Creek, Georgia, Devon, UK, Saudi Arabia, New Zealand, Adi Arunachalam, Hyderabad, Gupta Kashi, Indrani, New Jersey, Hong Kong, Sirgari, Dubai, Vaidyanatham, Umesh, Dubai, Tallahassee, Florida. Oh, I think Chidambarananda, you have to change the name. Hong Kong, Sirgari, Tallahassee, Florida, Devon, UK, New York, Varanasi, Toronto, Kailasam, Nithyananda University, Los Angeles, Nithyananda University, Paris, Penang, Tirupparangundram, San Jose, Madurai, Charlotte, Srisailam, Vancouver, Bhubaneswar, Singapore, Singapuram, and Nithyananda Nagaramu, Hyderabad, Nithyananda Nagara, Bididi, Nithyananda Nagar, Tiruvannamalai, Vancouver, Bhubaneswar, Seattle, Chidambaram, St. Louis, Tirumala, Tiruvanmiyur, Chennai. That's it. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Brampton, Canada, Colorado Springs, USA, Hong Kong, Soto. I welcome all of you with my love and respects, and I welcome all the beings, visible, invisible, in this frequency and various other frequencies, being with us here in Anandavana, Varanasi. Today is the third day of inner awakening. We are going to work on different dimensions of completion. Just now the first level of completion is started. You won't be able to get the knack of completion in one day or one session, because it is not just a technique, it's a knack. In few days you will catch it. Don't give the meaning of the word few days. 10 days, 5 days because of your SDHD. Few days means by today. You have to catch it. I'll have to make you catch it. But I am so happy that we started the completion in the right way. The best possible way. with the great incarnation, Lord Buddha. From his space we started, and today we will work on first authenticity, bringing completion in your various parts of your psychological organ, inner space. Your psychological organ has various parts, various components, bringing completion in all that. We will understand the genesis of our identity, what all the said and unsaid aspects of our identity, the inner image we strongly feel as we, the outer image we project to the world as we, and gap between these two. Why the gap? The gap is not always bad. Please listen. The gap is not always bad. Only when it is unconscious and makes you powerless, it is bad. If you consciously know how to play the game and it does not make you powerless, it is not bad. I am 120% sure Krishna did not feel powerless when he ran away from the war field with Jarasandha. He was powerless and ran away? No. No. Understand, Krishna did not feel powerless and run away from the war field with Jarasandha. No. If you know consciously how to play with these two, inner identity and outer identity, and it does not put you in powerlessness, gap is not wrong. Not once or twice, so many times Krishna ran away from Jarasandha. There is a temple in Gujarat called Rankichor. Means who ran away from the war. So understand, then do you mean to say he felt powerless so he ran away? No. No. He is the most juiciest incarnation. He never felt powerless. He knows how to handle the identities, where to project what. So understand, the exact inner identity, outer identity, and the gap between the inner identity and the outer identity. And what you want others to experience, feel about you, and what you feel about others. There is always a big gap between these two. You want everyone to feel about you as a loving, caring, trusting, blissful, joyful person. But you believe, you think about everybody as crooked, cunning, cheats, bunch of thieves. Now you need to know the gap between your inner identity and outer identity. That gap is neither good nor bad. Same way, the gap between what you want others to feel about you and what you feel about others. This gap also is neither good nor bad. If both these gaps makes you powerless, both of them are bad. If they does not make you powerless and you know how to play with that, then it is not bad. Sometimes it is good. Some of the very powerful, the most powerful strategies which Krishna did to protect Dharma are done from that space where other person can't even understand with what kind of a logic you are functioning. Other person can't even understand, you can never understand with what kind of a dharma Krishna is functioning. You can never understand. But he is the most dharmic being. Because the gap between inner identity, outer identity has not put him in powerless space. SDHD, self-doubt, hatred, denial. When he was running away from Jarasandha, I can be 100% sure he would have had a cup of coffee or a coke and chatting with his Sakhis, if not flirting, in his chariot. He would not have had a single moment of powerlessness. But if he has seen some enemy spy, immediately would have shown the face as if he is afraid, frightened, running away. He knows how to play the game with. Because even the inner identity, outer identity, the life image and others' image, even that has become like a nail and hair for him with which he can do makeup, whatever he wants and play with it. He knows how to show them, showcase them and use them, play with them. So understand, not to fall into any powerlessness by these four identities and the gaps between them is completion. Today I am going to lead you guys for that only. Today I am leading you guys to that level of completion. Today I wanted even the volunteers, ashramites, swamis, srimahans, mahans, everyone who is here to go through the process, because this is the most precise. Some of the important additions, revelations got added today morning by Kal Bhairava. Just today morning by Kal Bhairava as Varanasi Prasada. See, this process itself is not new. We were doing this in many of the inner awakenings. But today, Kal Bhairava revealed, today morning one of the very important revelation to lead you to a deeper level of completion. A very precise revelation, a powerful revelation. So today I wanted even the visiting Mahans, visiting Sri Mahans, Kotaris, Tanedars, also to go through the process, because this is Kala Bhairava Prasadam. Kala Bhairava's special Varanasi Prasadam. The gap between inner identity and outer identity is responsible for the gap between what you feel about others and what you want others to feel about you. Both gaps are connected. I'll tell you exactly, precisely, what kind of a relationship exists between these four and why there is powerlessness, how we can get out of it. Jnanatma is requesting, can we invite online Mahans, Sri Mahans also? Tatastu. All the online Mahans and Sri Mahans can join, because it's a very powerful, precise session. See, if you know the genesis of your identity, the identity crisis will be solved. Getting your identity crisis solved is Satori, I tell you. Once your identity crisis is solved, if Satori happens, the first glimpse of enlightenment happens in you, it will become permanent in you. It is the identity crisis which makes you lose your enlightenment or does not allow the first glimpse to happen. Please understand. It is solving the identity crisis that will take away all your fears. Just today morning, I was telling one of our devotee, I asked her, all the time you are afraid of just merging in the devotion towards the master or God or whatever. It is actually, if you resist Guru, you will resist God. If you resist God, you will resist Guru. It's one and the same. It is like a farm and farmless. That's all, nothing else. And she said, yes, yes. I told her this is exact. Understand, when you let go in the ocean of devotion, you will never get drowned. You will become the ocean. You will never get drowned. You are not a Titanic to get drowned. You are the ocean in which everything gets drowned. So the devotion does not make you Titanic drowning. It makes you an ocean where everything is drowned. See, all these complications, fears, everything is just because of the identity crisis. People not knowing what they want to do. After 50 years of doing something, suddenly, at the age of 80, 70, people realize that they were doing wrong things. Now what will you do? Now what will you do? Because life is already over. Now even if your identity crisis is solved, the time lost can't come back. Of course, if you add yoga and kriya along with solving the identity crisis, you can get the time back. Means you will be growing younger. That is different. But in the first level, if you lost life without knowing what you really want to do and doing something what you want, I tell you, that is the biggest loss than any business loss. If I leave the body this moment, I won't have any problem that I wasted my life. I have done everything possible and impossible. Exactly in the line I wanted to do. I am oversatisfied. I tell you, out of oversatisfaction, when you move, whatever you do will be out of gratitude and love. Because you are not in the space of satisfaction, you are in the space of oversatisfaction. Not tripti, but ananda. Tripti means satisfaction, contentment, which is always on the verge. It can always reduce little bit. But over-satisfaction means overflowing satisfaction is bliss, where the intense positivity and possibility of love, life, gratitude, energy, everything goes on and on and on. I tell you, please understand, I tell you, really I tell you, bring your listening and receive this word. The identity crisis need to be solved for every human being the moment he starts building this identity. Like how when a child starts growing, he needs nutritions. We take care and try to supply all the nutritions that child needs. Same way, we should supply this knowledge and help every child to achieve completion and solve this issue of identity crisis. Listen. If the identity crisis is solved, you are the best being. To live in the planet Earth, because you will neither get hurt nor hurt. This is what exactly was the space in which I handled all these foolish, stupid attacks. These fellows who are trying to attack, it's like you take a grass and throw it on a mountain. And you are satisfied, you attacked the mountain. Anyhow, when all that was going on, that is what exactly, I never hurt the world. I cannot be hurt. That's all. Understand, this completion will be in you forever without even you remembering, if you can solve the genesis of identity. If you can understand this science, the genesis of identity, and solve the incompletions and powerlessness created by the genesis of identity, or from the genesis of identity. I think I'm using little complicated words. Let me put it in a normal language. So your identity has 4 major dimensions. The gap between these 4 can lead to more and more incompletion, or the gap between these 4, if it's handled consciously out of completion, it will never lead you to powerlessness. So handling all these 4 and not falling into powerlessness or SDHD. Today I'll explain how the gap between inner image and outer image is a self-doubt, and the gap, listen, the gap between outer image and others' image is self-hatred. The gap between others' image and life image is self-denial. If you are not able to understand, wait for the inner awakening session. If you are watching the satsang through TV or online two-way video conferencing and not able to understand, either sit and contemplate or come for next inner awakening in Ardwar. Now I tell you, the understanding of this genesis of identity and completion with it, just understanding liberates you from thousands of foolish thinking, thousands of stupid things you do, thinking that those things are going to bring you joy and happiness. Stupidity is not cute, please understand. Stupidity is not cute. And do not expect any sympathy from cosmos for your stupidity. No, I was stupid, please save me. No, if you are stupid, suffer. Cosmos is not going to say, oh, you were stupid, my son. Oh, who will take care of you? No. No lullaby is sung for stupid people. No. Stupidity is not tolerated in the cosmos, and you are expected to be responsible and go to the right master and get yourself out of your stupidity. Get yourself out of your stupidity. That is your responsibility. That is your responsibility. Why you don't want to get out of your stupidity? Your stupidity itself develops certain arrogance in you and does not allow you to receive from an enlightened being. Rahu by himself is so powerful, he will not let you go to the Guru. He will delay it as much as he can. Only if the Surya helps or Chandra helps, you can go to Guru. Especially if there's a Rahu, bad Rahu, only with the Surya or Chandra's help you can go to Guru. Otherwise Rahu is so powerful, he will do all what to say, Rahu has no compassion. I have seen he will even break people's legs and hands so that they will not be able to travel and come to me. I have seen Rahu doing that. he will put them in some bondage. He will break their legs and hands. But I have always seen, in spite of all these problems, somehow if they reach the master, they are liberated. Because Rahu cannot stand in front of Guru. He just has to disappear. Understand, most of your Rahu is identity crisis. Related to your identity you want to play with. Actually, your own blind spots related to your identity. That's the right word I will use. Even the identity crisis has some meaning which you can give on your own. There are some unsaid concepts in the word identity crisis. So it is not the definite definitions of Nithyananda standard. So I will use the word blind spots in your identity. Blind spots in your identity is Rahu. Exposing yourself to your identity completely and completing is Ketu. That is why Ketu always leads to enlightenment. If Ketu is there, please understand, all of them are great energies. Actually, I am giving you the best possible commentary on Vedic astrology. How your mind and planets work. The macrocosm and microcosm. Listen. Listen. The identity inner image, outer image, life image and others image. If you know the gap between these four incompletions you carry in these four, just understanding you will be liberated. Just understanding you will be liberated. Please listen. Just understanding you will be liberated. Today, whole day we are going to work on that. For all the inner awakening participants, today's session will be the real awakening beginning. Essence of today's satsang. Study all the blind spots you carry between these four components of your identity: inner image, outer image, others image, life image, and complete all those incompletions which puts you in powerlessness. And you will experience Satori, and the Satori will become stable in you as enlightenment. That's all. I bless you all. let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
Nithyananda Dhyanapītam, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.